Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to get a simple cat eye. Cat eyes are really difficult to do even as a professional. On myself, I think it's so much harder than it is to do it on somebody else. It's much easier to strive for that perfect symmetrical cat eye when you're working on another person, but when it comes to doing it on yourself, it can be really difficult to get it perfectly symmetrical or to look somewhat even. So I'm going to give you a couple tricks and hopefully they'll help. So one of the first things I really like to do when I'm going to do a cat eye is actually pre-trace it. And what I mean by that is actually using an eyeshadow to pre-trace the shape so that I can go in with the liquid liner afterwards to just have a guide to follow. And I feel like that really helps, especially if you're not comfortable just going straight in with a liquid liner, because that can be intimidating. So if that's you, this could be a really helpful tool. You can also do this with a pencil too, but I think it's a little easier to get the shape and it's a little softer with an eyeshadow. So you don't have to worry about messing it up too badly or anything like that. It's a little bit more forgivable. So that's why I like to use it. So if I just go in with the Tartelette palette, and the black one broke a while ago because I dropped it. So I'm actually just gonna use the brown one. So I'm just gonna take an angle hair brush. It's from my Kitco. You can use any brush you want. I like an angle hair though, because then I can really draw that point very quickly. So I'm just gonna dip it into my brown shadow, tap off the excess, scoot a little closer, and I'm just gonna kind of tap it down along the lash line, just like this. And when I get to the end, I'm gonna flip so that pointed end is there. I'm just gonna give a quick little stamp. So now I can kind of pre-draw the shape that I want on the eye. So this is a great way to see if they're even. You can kind of like knock out any kinks now. And then when you go in with the liquid liner, it's just a quick, easy trace. So I think it's really helpful. It's also a great way to see how thick you want to do it, like depending on your eye shape and all that fun stuff. So flipping and doing a little stamp. So for me, I like to extend it out and up just slightly and make sure, okay, that they're kind of on that. Wow, lots of eyelashes. It's not fun. I am using like an eyelash serum right now, so that might be, I'm growing them a lot. Now see, okay, so then I can like make a mistake like I just did and just wipe it away really easily. So that's why eyeshadow is ideal. And you'll notice I'm not even using a black eyeshadow, I'm just using a brown, so you can use any color you want because you're just gonna cover it right up anyways. But that looks pretty good to me. It's just like a good little base. And then you can go in with your liquid liner. I'm just gonna use the Kat Von D one because it's here, but I also really love the Charlotte Tilbury. I love Stila. I mean, there's so many great ones, but the point on this is so nice. So it does make it easy to be very precise. And the same with liner, like with liquid liner as with pencil liner. And with the eyeshadow, I like to do little dashes. I'm not just gonna go in one foul swoop because it's easier to make mistakes that way. So sometimes I give my eye a little tug if I need it. And I'm just gonna do little dashes. I'm just using the end of that point so I can get real tight up on that lash line, and then I can go back in and like thicken it if I want. So this is a great way to do it. Okay, so now we're heading at the end. I'm at the end of my eye. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the angle hair brush. I'm actually gonna flip the tip. So initially the tip was going this way, and now I'm gonna flip it here to kind of follow this line. I'm actually gonna kind of use the side of the brush. So instead of going in straight up and down on it, I'm now gonna go in an angle like this. So I'm gonna kind of stamp it. Bink. You can fix anything, right? So if one side ends up being thicker, you can thicken the other one. That's why I always like to start really, really thin and really tight, because then you can always add more later. If I end up going a little heavier handed on this side, I can just thicken this side a little bit more. Going back in on the side and drawing it and connecting it. And I have a little hooded situation here, so I have a couple little wrinkles there. So I'm just gonna extend it to smooth it. I'm just following that shadow. Thickening it a little bit at the end. Look at that. Not too shabby. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so there you go. It really does help to give you that guide, to have something to follow along with. Something else I also like to do is I like to curl my lashes beforehand so that I can just get right in there and I don't have to put the curler up to my liner, because sometimes that takes it off or messes it up. So I like to curl them first and then I'll put my mascara on. So I'm gonna put my mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put my mascara on. The other thing I really like to do when I do a cat eye, to make it the best cat eye ever and to make it the most precise and the cleanest, is to actually tight line my liner up top. So I'm gonna get in close, but like when you look straight at my eyes, there's sometimes a little bit of a gap, okay? And I like to just fill it in. It just kind of helps add a lot more depth and make it look a little richer. So I'm actually gonna go in with my Victoria Beckham liner. This is just her black one. I love this one because it's super, super smooth and silky, so it's really, really easy to tight line with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tight line this upper lash line. Okay, I don't know if you can see the difference, but it just looks like a much richer, deeper, looks better. It just looks better. Just adds a little more depth. It makes my lash line look a lot fuller. So I'll do the same to the other side. So there you have it. That is how you get the best cat eye. That's the best cat eye trick I can give you. I think it's simple, it's easy to follow. It really takes the pressure off of just trying to freehand with liquid liner, because liquid liner is very tricky. It can be messy. Granted, there are lots of great formulas now, and I love the little felt tip pens. I think it makes it so much easier. But, you know, find what works for you, find what you jive with. So take your time with it, use little dashes, use something to pre-trace with, and then tight line to make sure you get that super clean, deep looking liner. It looks amazing. Hopefully this was helpful and gave you a little bit of insight onto how to make your cat eye a little bit easier. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And you can feel free to check out my website for fun classes and activities.